tonight. I'm majoring in exercise science for my undergraduate. Plan to go to graduate school for physical therapy in junior year. I do competitive natural physique competitions, also aspiring fitness model. Here's the rest of the board. Adam, Vice President.
Hi. So basically, we're just going to talk first about what the premise of our club is. And so we thought that there needs to be a better club on campus that is organized about fitness and overall health. So we're going through our club members first. A little bit about myself. I'm a biomedical science major. I'm a junior as well. I'm actually the president's roommate. But yeah, I'm planning on getting my PhD in biomedical sciences and have a passion for working out. Josh, you want to say a little bit about yourself?
I'm Josh. I'm also their roommate, my sweet mate, and I'm a biomedical science major. I'm in pre-med now. I plan on going to med school. Unlike David, I don't plan on doing any competitions. I'm just in it for living a healthier lifestyle, getting more fit, getting other people fit. So that's about me.
I'm Matt. I'm his twin. Same thing you just heard from him.
Hi, I'm Nolan Ritter. I am from St. Genevieve, Missouri. It is a small town, like just north of here. A town of about 4,000 or 5,000. I am majoring in exercise science right now. I plan on to go to physical therapy school like David. I too am training for my men's physique competition in May. David got me going into it, so good for him. But yeah, welcome to CMOFIT. You know, we're gonna make some healthy choices. Woo!
Those who don't know me, I'm Derek D. Matt Armstrong. Clearly, I'm the black guy of CMOFIT. Been working out for 4 years, worked for the St. Louis Jewish Community Center for 2 years on the fitness staff. Don't plan to compete in any fitness pageant per se, but training for mixed martial arts and boxing during the summers. I do plan to compete in that. My major is communication studies. We're all trying to inspire more people to work out here in the hospital.
I'm Andrea Statler. I'm a communications disorders major. I'm from also a small town, Hillsboro, Missouri, has like 1,200 people. I met David first semester that I was here, which was last semester, and he was just really inspiring to help me to be able to maintain a healthy lifestyle. And with his help, I was able to lose 30 pounds last semester. So I'm now a Zumba instructor at the rec center, and I just got back from a class, and I do Zumba on Tuesdays and Thursdays at the rec.
So, big plan, the big idea. Our overall goal is to spread throughout the whole U.S., hopefully even the world someday. We want to be the last generation that struggles with obesity, cardiovascular disease, all these health problems, so that our children they won't have that. They'll have, long, full lives of enjoyment, of health, until it's just their time to go.
The main problem with a lot of why we have such an epidemic of obesity, as it's called, is just because so many people don't understand what's good and what's bad to eat, and that if enlightened, if they had more knowledge, then the choices would be easy. And so that's kind of what we're here to do. First of all, we have to reach out to not only the students, but also the staff of CMO, and see if we can all make a healthier lifestyle together.
So how are we going to start off with this at CMO? Our first thing, we're going to go after exercise. We're going to have demonstrations from some of the personal trainers. I'm a personal trainer myself. We have two here tonight, Joellen on the right and Sam on the left. Right now, the idea we're kind of thinking of is to have kind of designated times when the trainers are available, and from that time to another time, they'd be able to help out whoever needed it. The next thing we have is nutrition. We've talked to a couple of we've talked to Laura, the dietitian, her GAs here on campus, and they've been they're very willing to help. So we're thinking that they can come in. They've offered to come in and do a couple of talks, kind of go over the general basis of nutrition, so we can verify with them that we're getting the correct information when we present it to everybody, and also just kind of spreading whenever we can, wherever we can, nutrition in general, just how to go about doing it in the correct manner.
Another thing, like running around with the idea of having each meeting over a specific topic. So one would be diet and nutrition, and so we would just kind of give some deeper ideas about that and better suggestions. And we can go over anything that you guys suggest to topics of interest or different exercises.
Whatever you guys are wanting from this, let us know, and we'll do the best of our ability to help you guys with your questions, with your concerns. Our next thing is community. We want to try to bring everybody together, have people support one another. You know, maybe there's people that struggle with losing weight, and we'll have them kind of bunch together, or maybe some people like to run, so they'll all go and get in this group, say, hey, we want to go at 7 o'clock in the morning, or 7 o'clock in the evening, whenever they want to, and they'll go and run together. Really trying to bring, these small groups of people that have different problems, or they have different, things that they like about being healthy or being active, and bring them all together and having just a support group.
One thing we've noticed with a lot of us being close friends is that it's so much easier to keep going whenever you have that support group, that you all have that same mindset. You just keep each other in check, and you get so much farther in life.
Our last kind of main topic for tonight is motivation. We're going to kind of just on the site in general give constant, fun pictures or informative pictures that will keep you going until the next meeting. We're going to give you small things during our meetings that will help you get to the next meeting. We're planning a meeting about every 2 weeks right now, but that will vary depending on how many people come, how often they want to come. So we thought we'd go with motivation, just a fun video, kind of an icebreaker. This is the gang, as Homer likes to call it. Everybody starts out as a beginner, but after you educate yourself,
The guy.
you become more experienced, you become more familiar with what you need to do.
Oh, a guy. Mine's gonna be sore in the morning.
Excuse me, you're doing this station or backwards. Let me show you how to do it like a man.
And your whoop castle. Oh, I love your movies and your power source bars and your thought ribbon.
Hey, that's enough. Now step over to the Abdominator, and I will shout slogans at you. Push, harder, go faster, Max. Reach over the top. Master your ass.
Wow, Wolfie. 2 months ago, I didn't know what the word dumbbell meant. This place is great.
So it's a very fun and simple video. Started out as a beginner. This guy offered to help. The other good thing about it, champions come in pairs of 2. They battle themselves in perfection. A little bit different levels there with Homer and the kind of Arnold Schwarzenegger guy. But have somebody there that can help you, keep you accountable. You don't feel like going to the gym. If you say that to your friend, you're letting them down because they're planning on going with you. It's one thing to let yourself down, but it's another thing to let one of your friends down or someone who's depending on you. He educated himself, I hope, or that's what he should have done, but he also took what he learned from the Arnold Schwarzenegger guy and applied it, and by the end of it, I think he looked a little bit better. So there's our fun one. We got a little bit more serious with this one. Hopefully it gives you guys some motivation. It's about hard work.
Dear hard work, I used to hate you. When you called my name, I heard it but ran away from you. When I knew you were coming, I used to hide from you. When you influenced others to talk to me, I quickly made excuses to get away from you. Afraid of the pain because I didn't want to get hurt. Afraid to fail, so I didn't even try. And afraid of your name because of what you have done to others. Who do you think you are? Making me so afraid of who you are. Reflection in the mirror, shadow behind me. I take one step and you're still ahead of me. Sweat in my face, tears in my eyes. I keep on going. I heard you tell no lies. You turn the poor to rich, F to A's. Is there anything that you can't do? Now look at me. You made me who I am today. And because of you, I have this never losing, never giving up attitude. Quitting? That's not in my vocabulary. When they quit, I keep going. When they sleep, I work harder. When they say that I can't and count me out, I show them that I can. When I tell them about my dreams and they laugh, I make sure I laugh last. I'm a dream chaser. That means I chase my dream and no one else's. Only I can defeat me. It's me against this work you put on me. There's no losing. I will not lose. I came this far, and I'm not stopping now. Oh, hard work. My dad was right about you do pay off. And because of that, I love you. How can I not? I'm no longer hiding from you. I'm waiting for you. Matter of fact, where are you? I need you. Because in hard work, I trust.
So there at the very end, if you didn't catch it, said, hard work is essentially rewarding. You put in the time, you make, sacrifices here and there. It doesn't have to be large, but you decide that you want to be better. You decide that you're going to commit. And by doing that, you better yourself. And that's also something that we're a part of. We're not just a part of, fitness and health and a healthy lifestyle. We're a part of bettering ourselves.
Sorry, this mouth is terrible.
Malfunction. Our first one. Our last one is about a man that he doesn't have any arms or legs, but he has all the excuses that he can make in the world, but he chooses to have a positive mindset. He chooses to take on these obstacles that he has head on, and he will accomplish them no matter what. And that's the mindset of having a goal and going after it, being determined, having fortitude, perseverance, and going after that goal and seeing it through.
Almost ready.
once again. People freak out when they see me for the first time. It's so cool. I was at a water slide all by myself. Everyone obviously at the bottom of the slide is waiting for other people to come down. And here I come and they're freaking out. They're like, and I was so tempted to look at myself and go, what happened, There were times where I sort of looked at my life and thinking, well, I can't do this and I can't do that. And you keep on concentrating on the things that you wish you had or the things that you wish you didn't have. And you sort of forget what you do have. And there's no point, I believe, in my life where I wish I had arms legs, I wish I had arms legs, I wish I had arms legs, I wish it won't help. But what I've seen in life is just a couple of key principles. The first thing that I've seen is to be thankful. It's hard to be thankful, man. I tell you, when I was 8 years old, I sort of summed up my life and thought, I'm never going to get married. I'm not going to have a job. I'm not going to have a life of purpose. What kind of a husband am I going to be if I can't even hold my wife's hand? It's a lie to think that you're not good enough. It's a lie to think that you're not worth anything. There's so many people come and say, how come you smile so much? And I'm like, well, it's a long story. But it's very simple at the same time. You see, it's very hard to smile sometimes in life. There are things that happen that you don't know and you don't understand. And you don't know if you're going to get through it. You know, you go through the storms in life and you don't know how long the storm's going to be. And today I want to share with you some principles that I've learned in my life that you can use in yours. Being patient is beautiful. I'll tell you, it's the hardest thing. But I realize I may not have hands to hold my wife's hand. But when the time comes, I'll be able to hold her heart. I don't need hands to hold her heart. You know, it is scary to know how many girls have eating disorders. It is scary to know how many people are just angry at life because of their situation at home and angry at others. It's scary to know how many people actually feel like they're waking up. Every single girl right here, right now, I want you to know that you are beautiful. You are gorgeous just the way you are. And you boys, you're the man. On this DVD, I share my experiences in life of how I overcome challenges.
So, excuses are easy. We get them all the time. It takes a wholehearted person full of character to be disciplined, to do things that you really don't want to, but you know they need to be done, that you take the responsibility for them. So right now, questions. Anybody have any questions that they have? Anything about CMOFIT you don't understand?
Anything you'd want out of us as an organization? We got a few more things planned, but you shouldn't be here too much longer.
Everybody's cool with it? So this is our first task for you. We want you to think of what your short-term goals are. We want you to write them down. Put them somewhere where you can see it every day. Make sure you're staying on track. Write down. Yeah, we can start passing. Same thing with your long-term goals. Find out what you want to see in the long run. The long run right now, we can say, is the end of the semester. But for you guys, it could be a year from now, 2 years, however long you want it. Whatever your long-term goal is.
A pencil or anything that you bring up here. We're going to bring a 10-hour bed.
How are you going to make sure the goals are met? Are you... What steps will you take?
You didn't get it yet? No. Right.
There we go.
And on the back page, there's kind of a feedback thing, a few questions we'd like to answer. to make our club better.
So like we said, with these short-term goals, find someone that will hold you accountable. Find someone that will keep you in check and maybe even help you along the way, whatever goal you have that you want to achieve.
Did everybody sign this?
Oh,
I didn't know.
So depending on what you guys say tonight, we may or may not change the time and date that we meet, but roughly, like I said earlier, about every 2 weeks or so. The next meeting, right now, unless you guys have a topic that everyone's saying, hey, we really want this covered, we're planning on doing goal tracking, body composition, health stats, or status, like blood pressure, cholesterol, what levels you want to have. We're going to go over diet in pretty good detail, the macronutrients, fats, carbohydrates, proteins, what kind of food to eat, what to add or what not to add to your food, how to eat more or less, depending on what your goal is, or just eat healthier in general. Applications, your smartphone, what you can have to kind of help you out, keep track of what you're eating, how much you're eating, helpful websites that you can go to and find out more information on your own, and tips when you go out and eat with your friends, or go out and eat movies, get popcorn, something like that, how to make it healthier. Did everybody hear about the meeting tonight from the website, or show of hands for the website? Is that how you guys heard about it? How about flyers?
There were flyers.
There's no flyers. How about for other? You just heard about it from somebody? Okay. Are limitations. Which brings me to the first part of tonight's meeting, limitations. What are they? The dictionary defines limitations as a limiting rule or circumstance, a restriction, a condition of limited ability, a defect or failing. My question is, what led a person to believe they are limited? Is that they are failing, defected in some way? Why would one feel this way? People are born into this world with a soul and an eager mind, ready to learn, expand, and reach for greatness. We are not born to think we are limited, in some way deficient, or failure. This is a perceived thought we adopt from the influence of others around us, either directly or indirectly. This is what they think of us for one reason or another, the way we live our lives. I'd like to quote a great speaker of mine, Les Brown. He says, someone's opinion of you does not have to become your reality. Eleanor Roosevelt once said, no one can make you feel inferior without your consent. Limitations, at least those influenced upon us by others, is not who we are, not what we can become. We are not limited, we are capable. Mankind has evolved from a simple organism to being the most complex organism in the solar system. We are capable of connecting people worldwide. We build cities to stand millennia, like the ancient Egyptians. We are capable of so much more than someone's narrow perception of us. We are capable of that which we truly believe in our hearts and minds. To conceive in a dream, believe it can transcend into reality, a goal, and taking the necessary steps to achieving that goal is within all of us. Roger Bannister was born March 23rd, 1929, also the year of the Great Depression. He said, we run not because we think it is doing us good, but because we enjoy it and cannot help ourselves. The The more restricted our society and work become, the more necessary it will be to find some outlet for this craving for freedom. No one can say, you must not run faster than this or jump higher than that. The human spirit is indomitable. Roger later went on to break the 4-minute mile on May 6, 1954, at a time of 3 minutes, 59 seconds, and 0.4 milliseconds. Specialists and doctors at the time said the human body could not withstand that type of trauma, that vigorous of exercise. The organs would burst and the person would perish.
In the 1950s, it was believed that running a mile in less than 4 minutes was beyond human capabilities. Until one man proved it wrong. Within 2 years, 300 other runners also ran a mile under 4 minutes. They had the ability to do it all along, but were stopped by the common belief that it wasn't possible. It's not our dreams themselves that motivate us to reach for them. It's believing that they're within our reach.
So the amazing thing was not only that he beat the 4-minute mark, but it was also amazing that he inspired more than 300 other people to do the same just 2 years later. You know, it's quite remarkable that you can have someone set off such a chain reaction that everybody thought could never be done. Like Roger Bannister, if we choose to define our lives, our path, and our destiny, if we disregard the perceived notions of the naysayers, we open our eyes and many doors to the endless possibilities. We tear down walls that once held us prisoner. We open gates that allow us to be more than we once were. Michael Jordan, after arguably the most successful basketball career in history, and possibly of all time, had this to say: never say never, because limits, like fears, are often just illusion.
Imagine there is a bank that credits your account each morning with $86,400. It carries over no balance from day to day, and every evening it deletes whatever part of the balance you failed to use during that day. What would you do? Draw out every cent. Each one of us has such a bank. It's called time. Every morning it credits you with 86,400 seconds, and every night it writes off as lost whatever you have failed to invest wisely. It carries over no balance. It allows no overdraft. Each day it opens a new account for you. If you fail to use the day's deposit, the loss is yours. There is no going back. There is no drawing against the tomorrow. You must live in the present on today's deposit, invested in every opportunity. The clock is running. You've got to make the most of today, right here, right now. To realize the value of 1 year, ask a student who failed a grade. To realize the value of 1 month, ask a mother who gave birth to a premature baby. To realize the value of 1 week, ask the editor of a weekly newspaper. To realize the value of 1 hour, ask a person who just missed a train. To realize the value of 1 second, ask a person who narrowly avoided an accident. To realize the value of 1 millisecond, ask the person who took the silver medal in the Olympics. Time waits for no one. Yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. Today is a gift. That's why it's called the present.
So, time is our greatest asset. It's the greatest thing we have. We are born into this world as mortal beings. We live and we die. That much is certain. But it's what we do in the middle that holds the most value. We all have our time. We will all have our time to achieve great things, to make new friends, and to make a life worth living and remembering. But we do not know when those opportunities will arise. We do not know when we'll have the chance to get that dream job, a chance to get that promotion, to receive extra credit on a test. But what we do know is when that time comes, we want to be ready to take that opportunity and make it ours. This will be very difficult at times. We will have to make the right judgment call and not only say, yes, I will do this, but also be willing to say no. When an opportunity presents itself, say yes, regardless of the nerves or what someone may think. Follow what you believe to be right and take the chance. Would it not be better to look back and say, I took the chance, I went for it. I have no regrets. Now I'm not saying to turn into a daredevil or a gambler and anything like that. I'm just saying if you are on the border of something you believe would truly benefit you, take the calculated risk. Making the most of opportunities to better your life doesn't have to be on a grand scale, and more oftentimes than not, it's quite small. But these little opportunities may be the inches you need to add up to that grand scale. It may be simple as studying 10 minutes more before and after a class to get that higher grade. It may be taking the stairs all day, each day, to reach that body image you want. And it may be as small as saying no to drinking, or no after just a few drinks, to be able to run that Saturday morning you always wanted to. Whatever your mountain is, big or small, face it with all you are. Willpower is a depreciating asset. You have to build it up to face challenges. Building this up requires the right attitude, the right outlook. You will have many choices before you, many paths, but you will have to choose the one that is the best for you and your goals. The next video we have is the TCU baseball team. It talks about the grind, the daily in and outs, the struggle. A state of being where you are fighting an internal battle to see things through despite adverse odds and unfavorable outcomes. Unfavorable conditions.
Rise and shine. 6 a.m. and your hand can't make it to the alarm clock before the voices in your head start telling you that it's too early, too dark, and too cold to get out of bed. Aching muscles lie still in rebellion, pretending not to hear your brain commanding them to move. A legion of voices are shouting their unanimous permission for you to hit the snooze button and go back to dreamland. But you didn't ask their opinion. The voice you've chosen to listen to is one of defiance. A voice that says there was a reason you set that alarm in the first place. So sit up, put your feet on the floor, and don't look back, because we've got work to do. Welcome to the grind. For what is each day but a series of conflicts between the right way and the easy way? 10,000 streams fan out like a river delta before you, each one promising the path of least resistance. Thing is, you're headed upstream. And when you make that choice, when you decide to turn your back on what's comfortable and safe and what some would call common sense, well, that's day one. From there, it only gets tougher. So just make sure this is something you want, because the easy way out will always be there, ready to wash you away. All you have to do is pick up your feet. But you aren't going to, are you? With each step comes the decision to take another. You're on your way now, but this is no time to dwell on how far you've come. You're in a fight against an opponent you can't see, but oh, you can feel him on your heels, can't you? Feel him breathing down your neck. You know what that is? That's you. Your fears, your doubts, and insecurities all lined up like a firing squad, ready to shoot you out of the sky. But don't lose heart. While they're not easily defeated, they are far from invincible. Remember, this is the grind. The battle royale between you and your mind, your body, and the devil on your shoulder who's telling you that this is just a game. This is just a waste of time. Your opponents are stronger than you. Drown out the voice of uncertainty with the sound of your own heartbeat. Burn away your self-doubt with the fire lit beneath you. Remember what we're fighting for, and never forget that momentum is a cruel mistress. She can turn on a dime at the smallest mistake. She is ever searching for the weak place in your armor, that one tiny thing you forgot to prepare for. So as long as the devil is hiding the details, the question remains, is that all you got? Are you sure? And when the answer is yes, you've done all you can to prepare yourself for battle, then it's time to go forth and boldly face your enemy, the enemy within. Only now you must take that fight into the open, into hostile territory. You're a lion in a field of lions, all hunting the same elusive prey with a desperate starvation that says victory is the only thing that can keep you alive. So believe that voice that says you can run a little faster, and you can throw a little harder, and that for you, the laws of physics are merely a suggestion. Luck is the last dying wish of those who want to believe that winning can happen by accident. Sweat, on the other hand, is for those who know it's a choice. So decide now, because destiny waits for no man. And when your time comes and 1,000 different voices are trying to tell you you're not ready for it, listen instead to that lone voice of dissent. The one that says you are ready, you are prepared. It's all up to you now. So rise and shine.
So it's our little 1-2 punch to get you guys started, motivated for the year. Some other things we're going to go over just briefly. Common questions. A lot of people ask, I'm trying to get in better shape, but I like drinking on the weekends and stuff. The answer to that is be moderate about it. Don't kill it. The facts about it, and if you guys want us to send you the sources that we get this information from, while the alcohol is in your system, your body's ability to burn or oxidize fat is decreased by 70%. So your body essentially takes the alcohol as a foreign body, as a toxin, and concentrates on trying to get rid of that rather than breaking down stored fat or dietary fat. Also, I know a lot of people are coming to me like, hey, I worked out today, am I going to lose my gains, per se, from strength training or resistance training? And the answer to that is somewhat. Your body's ability to undergo protein synthesis decreases by 20%. So protein synthesis, in a nutshell, is the body's ability to create new protein structures or repair tissue faster than it's being broken down. So that process is inhibited by 20%. Some other things we got, a lot of people ask about supplements. Supplements are exactly what they sound like. They are supplemental. If you are trying to reach a new goal, whether it's get in better shape, to prepare for a 5K or whatever event that you want, start out with food. Start out with natural food that after a period of time will go bad. You can see on Google or YouTube or whatever, you get the McDonald's hamburger and you put it next to watermelon, and after a week or so the watermelon's gone bad, and a year later they take the same picture and the burger and fries are still there, so good. So eat stuff that's natural, eat stuff that will spoil. Not all food that is natural will spoil in a rapid amount of time, but for the majority of it, natural food will. And that's the stuff that's packed full of antioxidants, vitamins, minerals, nutrients that your body needs to repair, to run as efficiently as it needs to. So another one was managing body composition. So don't worry so much about what the scale says. Worry more about how you appear. If you're going off of the scale, the weight can fluctuate between 5 and 10 pounds, even more depending on your activity. Just due to water weight, also the food you're eating, carbohydrates. For every 1 gram of carb, your body will store 4 grams of water. So you can have a weight fluctuation just because of a meal of water. But your appearance will be a greater indicator of how your progress is coming or going. So that'd be my advice for anyone who's wanting to adjust their body composition. Maybe do like a progress photo. It's probably the best way I would say. Measurements do decent, but again, you don't know if you're measuring lean mass or if you're measuring adipose tissue, measuring fat. So go with a visual aspect. If you really want to get technical with it, you can do like a DEXA scan, but they run as much as 200 plus, but it's essentially an x-ray of the body. Calipers with a trained expert, same conditions, the same person, are also pretty accurate. If you guys want to know more about that, come up to me later. We'll go over that. Some other stuff is basic eating, kind of covered that with natural foods. You can also check on myplate.gov is a good resource for finding out what kind of foods are good. It tells you your proportions. Another thing to take into account is your activity. Eat for your activity. Eat to supply the demand. So if you're really active, you'll probably need more calories in general. If you're exercising at a high intensity, you'll need more carbohydrates, and vice versa. So if you're having a day where you're not exercising, you just decide you want to go and hang out with your friends, go to a movie, then it's probably more of a higher protein and vegetable day. Still get your complex carbs, but you just don't get as many. A lot of people cut out fat too. A lot of people think fat will make you fat. In some aspects, that could be true, but it's more the combination of saturated fat and high processed food or sugars. Lost my train of thought. Come back to it if I remember. So exercise plans or anything like that, the body doesn't know you're doing 5 reps for bench press. It doesn't know that you're going to go and run 2 miles. It doesn't know what your plan is. All it knows is that it's under stress. It's having this huge weight that feels like it's going to crush it, or it all of a sudden has to have its energy systems going for an hour if you're doing a long run. So looking at exercise from that standpoint is challenge your body to change. If you want it to grow more muscle, you have to do things that require more weight. If you want it to be able to travel long distances, you have to train it to travel long distances with running or cycling or swimming. A lot of people, I was going to talk about HIIT training later on, and HIIT training, like I said, is very intense and sprinting. Some people can't sprint. Some people can, they can jog. Some people can't even jog. They had an injury. They just aren't in that good a shape. They can walk. And some people are like, oh yeah, I can go for sprints. I can sprint all day. Can you do it with a parachute and 40 pounds on your back? What's going to challenge your body will make it change. Always make sure you have adequate nutrition and recovery. Get enough sleep for that. Push yourself. They usually say for high intensity it's like a 9 or a 10, very briefly. But they've done studies, and 30 minutes of walking a day can have huge just health benefits in general. Probably one of the next videos we show, it's about a 5-minute video that just has health benefit after health benefit of people just walking for a half hour a day. The other cool thing is you don't have to do it all at once. You can do 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, 5 there, 5 here. As long as it adds up over time. They usually say about 30 minutes a day or 175, I believe, don't quote me on that one, per week of vigorous activity. Or 75 minutes of vigorous activity is what it is. Depending on your level, I experienced this the other day. I was like, I'm a real gung-ho. I read a bunch of benefits about HIIT training, and I pulled my hamstring. So we'll get into injury recovery later, but know your limits or work your way into it is a better way. I was pretty confident I could do sprints one day. I did for a half hour, and the next day I went to do it again. I thought my muscles had repaired, they hadn't popped my hamstring. So, take that into account. If you're not sure where you are, start out less and then slowly build.
Also, he did a warm-up.
Yeah.
He did a warm-up and he still pulled muscle. So, that's happening.
Sometimes it just happens. That's part of exercising, especially at a higher intensity. You go out for a walk, you're not going to get like a little hamstring or anything like that. That's a good point to always take into account, being safe with it. always make sure you know how to perform the exercise properly, make sure people are there to watch out for you if you're not confident, like doing a decline bench press, that could get bad real quick, the bar gets stuck on your neck. Or you go out for a run, you know, I had one day where I went out for a run, I didn't tell anybody I was going, and for some reason, you know, if I had a heart problem I didn't know about or anything like that, you want to know someone is kind of expecting you to come home, or, you know, has your back. You know, if they haven't heard from you in a half hour and you told them you're going to run, let them know. You know, after a half hour, I don't say anything, you should come check on me, or, you know, let someone know I'm probably not doing all that well. Just be smart about it. But that's pretty much it for what I had on paper. I don't know what else we got on the slides. Check that out real quick.
I think we have an objective slide.
Dave talked about alcohol and how pretty body. I know you guys are in college. You guys have to drink, or you guys drink. We're not telling you guys to go out and drink. But maybe with your alcohol, be smarter at it. Like, you know, beer is really good for you guys. It's a lot of carbs. So maybe do a low calorie drink like vodka. Be smart about it, and you know, we're not telling you guys have to go have fun and you know avoid your friends, your drink. So that was important that I mentioned.
And then also leapfrogging off that, you know, there are some positive benefits of drinking.
Maybe a glass of wine.
Yeah, especially wine. I don't remember the exact kinds of French word. I don't know how to pronounce it either. If I
Merlot?
It was. No, it was like yeah. I don't know. We'll get back to you on that one. But anyway, it has a lot of antioxidants in it that can really be beneficial to your cardiovascular system.
I was gonna say, we'll do my alcohol special around.
We'll let the hot shots run that one. That is their specialty. Yeah, I mean, moderation, everything. I've tried different diets that are, you know, low fat, high carb, just everything in between. And the best I have felt personally, and the best, you know, athletically when I've gone to exercise, it's just a balance. You know, eat your greens. They don't taste all that good. Mix them with something else.
Coconut oil.
Yep, coconut oil is really good. A lot of people are kind of scared of coconut oil. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but it's really high in saturated fat. But it's a different kind of saturated fat that your body processes it differently. They're starting to find more and more information of it. You know, not curing, but alleviating ALS and Alzheimer's, kind of like a diabetes of the brain, where the brain can't absorb carbohydrates for energy, and they can use broken down fat from the coconut oil as energy for the brain. So, I mean, there's a whole slew of benefits on coconut oil.
Yeah, if you have any questions about a specific diet or something, definitely ask David, because he's probably tried about all of them.
I've seen the ups, the downs. I mean, it can get real rough if you do it wrong, but personal experience, I can tell you quite a few different diets. So this is actually from last year. I meant to take it off, but it's not a bad one. You know, what are your goals short term? What do you want to accomplish at the end of the week? What do you guys want to accomplish at the end of the semester? What do you guys want to, you know, what do you want out of your life? Do you want to have, you know, just kind of recreational stuff where you're healthy? Do you want to be the triathlon person that just goes and goes and have no idea how they do it? Or, you know, whatever goals you have, kind of think about what you want to accomplish. Again, I don't have a source with me, but Harvard study I remember hearing about a couple years ago. People who write down, you know, they tell people around them about their goal, they're much more likely to succeed in it than people who keep it to themselves. They don't, you know, keep it in front of them in either a solid form or a reminder. So that's one thing you can take away from this meeting. Think about how you're going to meet those goals. Like I said, you know, tell people around you, hey, you know, I know we're going to go out this Friday and we usually drink a lot, but, you know, I'm trying to cut back on that. Or like, hey, I hear you guys go running every Monday morning at 7 o'clock. That's extremely early, but if you can get me out of bed or help me with it, I'd love to go. You know, kind of tell people what you want to accomplish. And again, always come back to us, and we're trying to set up little groups like that for you. So you can accomplish those goals. Keep track. It's always another good thing. You don't know where you're going if you don't know where you've been. Get a buddy. Try to do it with a friend. That's one of the best ways. That's how I started out with a lot of exercise. You know, either they're more experienced or, you know, neither one of you really know, and you kind of figure out together. You see what's working for this guy, what's working for this girl, what's not working, and you know, build off of each other's competition, or you know, if you're not competitive, you know, build off of the other person's support.
One other thing I think we would get on this list is why you have your certain long-term goals. So a lot of people, they get motivated and they make great goals and they have a plan. But what's really important is what keeps you going after the motivation phase. And when you know why you have that goal, it's easier to be disciplined to it. A lot of people that have motivation don't like discipline and they don't have to give them reason to start.
So a very good point.
So long-term goals changes or either changes drastically or goes away.
Your why can be your driving force when you don't want to get out of bed, when you know you've been working hard. You're like, hey, I deserve a day off, and you know the little voice is saying, yeah, it's cool, just sit back, relax. But you know you have to come back to it sooner or later. But that reason why is huge. I can't stress that enough.